created an art form that was truly about them. Kids started tagging their names in public spaces. Eventually, you would be, you'd be known around your way from, taking tags. What would separate you from other kids would sometimes be a number. And it could be a house number, your street number, your lucky number, but most people had a number. Some of them was the first, some was the second, some was the third. But anyway, an article came out in the New York Times in the summer of 1971 by an artist that wrote in Washington Heights by the name of Taki 183. And once he got into the newspapers, that was it. Everybody was trying to get fame, and this was a way to get famous. Some of the early writers, of which we called ourselves, had long names. Superstrut, Stay High 149, Super Cool 223. Some of the early tag artists of the 1970s. And there were thousands of other kids that followed these guys. This is a tribute wall to the history of this art form. It was entirely made up by kids, for kids. There was nobody involved in this movement that was older than 18 years old. If you was 20 years old back then, you was old to be doing graffiti art. We all wanted to wear a crown and be a king, whether you was the king of your building, whether you was the king of your projects, whether you was the king of your neighborhood, whether you was the king of your train line. You wanted to be a king and you wanted to wear a crown. There was really no princes. Everybody wanted to be a king. As the art form evolved, writers such as Phase 2 became style innovators and style masters. Cliff 159 was also one of those style masters. He came from Harlem as well. There were other names of other artists, Tracy 168, I gotta put his name out here. And these guys were really early masters of this art form, as they would do their names on these trains and not only become famous in their borough, but famous around New York City. During the mid-1970s, there was an ongoing battle to keep this art form on the trains. The MTA was, of course, winning this war until the top crew mastered the throw up and was in an ongoing battle with the MTA to keep this art form alive on the trains. New York City was a place that everybody wanted to come to see the trains, but the powers that be was really in the war to try to stop it. And they target the trains to clean trains. And like I said, crews like Top were part of the resistance to keep this art form alive on the trains. As the art form began to be much more stylish and colorful, documentations such as Subway Art and Style Wars took this art form around the world and united a spark within Europe and other countries to join in the efforts to promote this art form, create new colors, new technologies and caps. And the European aspect of what this art form was like was totally supported, whereas in America it was not. And when they seen subway art and Style Wars, we featured artists such as Dondi White, this art form exploded. And this is where we are at today, that this art form is in every city, in every country around the world. I also like to say rest in peace to Dondi White. Also like to say happy 50th anniversary to the top crew. And I like to say rest in peace to all those other great pioneers that died and was not recognized. And hopefully this wall would be the first in many tribute walls of our history. I'd like to thank you all for coming here, and I'd like to thank all the other artists that work with me, such as King B, Stem Wine N, Topaz. Thank you to, to Mike as well, man, for helping out, man. And, thank you very much, Janet, for working with me to making it some possibilities. And we also like to thank the Lower Manhattan Cultural Council for giving me an opportunity to express myself as an artist of color in my community. Thank you very much, LMCC. And if you want to learn more about this wall, you can contact me at nycgraffitievents.com, or you can email me at nycgraffitievents@gmail.com. Thank you all very much, and I'm happy to have created this concept about the history of graffiti art as a mural. Thank you. I hope the community enjoys it. Thank you.